Are you constantly booked in your event business, but you're often feeling broke or burnt out? In fact, you probably have even raised your rates, you're posting on Instagram, and you've even thought about adding different services to help with increasing your revenue, but nothing is working. Let me tell you the truth, burnout isn't always linked to your schedule. Most of the time, it is your pricing and not having enough resources to do what you need to do inside of your business. So you're not charging enough and you need space to breathe in your business. So today, let's fix it. Welcome back to Green-Eyed Ambition. My name is Jessie. Here we talk about all of the unsexy stuff that actually makes your business sustainable and grow. Today, we're going to be diving into why burnout is often tied to undercharging and how you can fix your pricing so that you can make more profit and release some of that pressure. In today's video, I want to give you 3 tips to help you with adjusting your pricing so that you can make better profits on your services. The first tip I'm going to recommend to you, and I've talked about this ad nauseum on this channel, is to know your numbers. Do not guess on this price sounds good and I'm just going to charge it if you don't know the numbers inside of your business. The reality is that you cannot price right if you don't know what it costs you to run your business. It's important to not just understand the revenue, but you have to take in consideration the factor of your time, tools, taxes, and even your team. The ability to actually hire a team often comes to the fact of us pricing correctly. So don't think I don't have a team yet. But if you want to have a team, in order to afford the team, you have to have the right pricing. So, for example, if you're charging $1,000 to event coordinating for a wedding or a special event, you may feel as if you're winning because you just made $1,000. But if you're spending 20 hours and your expenses are $200, you're not winning at all. You're actually at a loss because $800 in quote unquote profit that's taking you 20 hours to produce. And let's not forget about Uncle Sam and taxes, which will take out anywhere between 15 to 25% of your gross profit. So you can put money to the side. All of those hours are not going to equate to something that's going to be feasible for the long term inside of your business. Of course, in the beginning, you're wanting to just test out your concepts, and it can be exciting to have someone pay you $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, or maybe even $200. But when you start to break down the amount of hours into how much profit you made, it may be very alarming to you, especially for those of you that are not present to this. So, the first thing that I recommend you to do is take a Saturday or a Sunday or a moment that you can really block out 2 to 3 hours and start to look at what are some of your most popular services that people are booking, breaking down how much is it costing you to actually execute this service, as well as how many hours it typically takes for you to execute it. And when I say the amount of hours, I'm not only talking about the event day, I'm talking about the calls, I'm talking about the follow up, I'm talking about you getting to locations, the whole setup of the locations and going home. If it's taking you a lot of hours and your hourly quote unquote salary doesn't make sense, it's time to look at how you can increase the price. And increasing the price doesn't mean increasing what you're doing in your services, because that is a downfall that I find is that when people feel I'm charging this specific price, so now I need to stuff it with all of these services. All it's going to do is increase the amount of hours that it takes for you to execute that service, and you're not making more money. The second tip is that you want to make sure that you are not competing just on price. If you're trying to compete on price, you will be on a race to the downfall of your business. And it is not a real pricing strategy because what someone else may be charging may not even be the right price. And what I find is that a lot of people are looking to the left and the right at their competitors to find out if I'm pricing correctly. And the thing is that you may be looking at broken price structures and strategies that you are now trying to implement that was never created to even work in the first place. So, the thing that I recommend for you to do is to price based on your value, your client experience, and the results you deliver. Always looking at your competitors will often leave your business broke and it will eventually suffocate the potential for it to grow. So stop focusing on being the affordable option and start being the valuable option for someone to choose. You deserve to get paid what your business is worth, not what someone else is doing on their website. Before I jump into the third tip, I want to share with you an upcoming webinar that I am hosting. It's called the Booked Out but Burnt Out webinar. So let's just take a quick pause and think, what would it look like to be able to have your business growing and thriving without it costing your peace of mind or sanity? So you want to grab a seat for my live webinar where I'll be digging into how to have a sustainable business that is foundationed in pricing, strategy, and structure. I'll walk you through some real world examples, pricing formulas, and mindset shifts that will be necessary for you to have the business that you actually deserve. If you're ready to change, join me for our free webinar. The information for the webinar will be below, so I look forward to seeing you there. All right, so let's get back into the tips. The third tip that I want to give you is adding breathing room into your pricing. You don't want to have it that your business is built on small margins because anything can happen in life, be it in your business or in your personal life. And if you don't have any breathing room, it makes it extremely hard for you to be able to invest in the business and allow for it to grow. So profitable pricing gives you the space to rest, reinvest, and raise the bar in what you're providing to your customers. So your rates should allow for you to possibly go away for a weekend or take a break or just have extra cash flow in your business so that you're able to reinvest in it, be it on new supplies, websites, coaching, training, or even just to pay off taxes. You need to be able to have that flexibility based on a healthy pricing structure and strategy. And if your pricing doesn't give you options, but it keeps you limited, that is going to really hurt the future growth of your business. It should not take for you to do 20, 30, 40, 50 of your specific services for you to even make a livable wage. I highly recommend you to take advantage of these three tips that I recommended for you to do so that you can start to face the truth inside of your business to be able to charge what you need to charge so that you can truly scale your business. And listen, don't fall victim to feeling as if I'm booked up and I don't have to worry about that. Because booked up doesn't mean profitable and it definitely doesn't mean growing. You may be super busy, but you may not be running a profitable business, which are two different things. And I get it. Having a business may not only be about money for you, but it's about the energy in which you're having to put into this business being successful. And you want to be able to have options and pride in what you own and what you're constructing. So drop in the comments, where are you finding yourself stuck when it comes to pricing your services? So that can give me some inspiration on the videos to be uploading next. So if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and share, and I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Peace.